Hello everyone, welcome to another interesting episode of Curious Ratio. So in this episode we are going to discuss three amazing technologies that are going to change the world in the future. So without any further ado, let's get started. So the very first technology that we are going to talk about is self-healing concrete. Yes, you heard that right. So scientists in Colorado University, they have developed a so-called living concrete, which is sort of a combination between sand, hydrogel and bacteria. So the bacteria used in this partnership is a type of cyanobacteria called Synechococcus. So scientists have also been researching with other types of bacteria like Bacillus, along with the nutrient based content like calcium lactate, along with phosphorus and nitrogen. So here's when the interesting things start. So whenever a concrete structure is damaged and the water starts seeping inside its surface, the spores of the bacteria that are mixed with the whole ingredients of the concrete starts to germinate. So when this bacteria gets activated, it starts feeding on the soluble calcium lactate, and then it converts it into the insoluble limestone. Now this limestone solidifies on the cracked surface, thereby sealing the damaged area. You can also assume that this process is somewhat similar with a fractured bone getting healed again. So the scientists believe that their work paves way for future buildings, infrastructure that could heal their own cracks. Also, take in dangerous toxins from the air or even glow on command. Now the second technology that we are going to talk about is living robots. Oh yes, you heard that right again. So these living robots are called xenobots. Now these tiny hybrid robots are made using stem cells and frog embryos. Now the interesting thing to look upon is that what these xenobots can do. They can be programmed to move to a specific target and do some specific work in certain areas. For example, inside our human bodies and maybe somewhere else as well. They can be used to search for and target and clean microplastics from the ocean. Now they can be also used to scrape out plaque from the human arteries, as well as to search for radioactive contamination in any area. Now you guys should know that we have just scratched the surface. The research has just begun. I mean, there are so many applications that can be made possible in in medical and in environmental causes. Who knows what's next? Now Joshua Bongard, a computer scientist and robotics expert in University of Vermont, who also happens to be the co-creator of these xenobots, has something to say about them. He says they are novel living machines. They are not traditional robots, neither a species of animals. They are a new artifact, probably a programmable living organism. And I'm so much excited about this. The third future technology that we are going to discuss right now is extinguishing forest fires with sound waves. Oh yes. Well, if you haven't been living inside a box, you know that forest fires can prove to be such big disasters for us humans as well as the environment. And there has to be a certain way, a surefire method to deal with fire at such a large scale while having little resources. So here's how it got started. In 2015, two undergraduate engineering students, Seth Robertson and Viet Tran, created an acoustic fire extinguisher for their senior design project in George Mason University. Now let's discuss how this acoustic fire extinguisher works. So what it does is it emits certain sound waves, very low frequency sound waves, sort of like pressure waves to push oxygen away from the fire source, from the flames. Now these actions, they break the fire combustion triangle of fuel, oxygen and heat, which are the three main elements essential for fire to burn. Now this acoustic fire extinguisher actually puts out flames by emitting low frequency waves from 30 to 60 Hertz without using water and chemicals. Now this is something that I just thought right now. So what if there's another case of wildfire at a large scale? So what we can also do is that we can fit these acoustic fire extinguisher with drones and let them fly around in that surface area where the fire is there, and then essentially we can solve this problem without doing any hassle. Now how I am seeing this is that this could be a very major step on solving a global problem. So this has to be researched and worked upon as much as possible. So guys, I hope you liked today's video, and if you did, don't shy away to share this as much as possible, because you never know when and how these kind of videos might trigger someone's mind and even do a bigger breakthrough, paving a new way for our mankind. Also, if you want me to make more videos on more future technologies like these, don't forget to comment with the word I love future in the comment section below. Also, if you want me to cover more interesting topics or whatever if you have in your mind, also don't forget to comment that as well. So till then, I will be back with another interesting video. Bye bye.